Hi, I'm Sandra. We're going to do some low impact exercise. We're going to do a few wiggly routines to try and get everything moving, because let's face it, if you don't move it, you will lose it. Please make sure you've got enough space. We are going to do a little bit of moving, but not too much, so make sure there's nothing you're going to trip over, and that you've got some water. If you do find you start to get a little bit warm and out of breath, then I will show you how to take everything down, but really important, once we start getting moving, that you just keep something moving. So, if we're ready, let's warm up. Now we're going to start on those ankles. Remember, we're putting our pound coin down onto the floor, and then we're just flexing those ankles, heel, and then if you can, onto your tiptoe. Just keep it within the range that is nice and comfortable. Really warming through those ankles so that we can keep putting those shoes and socks on. And other side. Lovely. Really flexing that ankle joint. And then we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to bring in those arms. So are we ready? Brilliant. Warming through those ankle joints, starting to move the arms, gradually going to warm that body up, ready for our workout. Other side. That's it. Now we're going to take that and we're going to go into our side to side with a toe tap. So we're just going to gently take the balance and shift the weight. Lovely. And then we want to warm through those wrists, remember, so that we can carry on opening up our jam in the morning. And then we're going to imagine that we've put a figure of 8 on its side, and we're just going to slowly swish those arms side to side. Then if you've got good shoulder mobility, you can take it a little bit higher. If not, just keep it at chest height, that's absolutely fine. Really swishing, if you've got good shoulder mobility, really helps when we think about getting in and out of the car, putting our seat belts on, and then take it back to the chest. And then, of course, we're just going to go back to those wrists, keeping those feet moving. Really importantly, all the way through this workout, that you don't stop moving. It really is move it or lose it. Even if you find it too complicated or too difficult using two different parts of the body at the same time, coordination, 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 just make sure something's moving. Swish above those shoulders if you can, keeping it around head height. And then back to that chest. And then back to just those wrists. And then we'll just lose the arms all together, so just the feet. And we'll have a nice big deep breath. If you can, put in a knee bend. So a big sunrise. And again. One more for luck. And we're just going to roll those shoulders, going up into our jogger's walk. So just nice and slowly onto our tiptoes, keeping your feet in contact with the floor at all times. Lovely. And then we're going to go to a nice gentle side step. So just taking it side to side. Really good for our balance if we're moving and we're just shifting that weight. And then we're going to take the arm and come across the body. And again, if you've got good shoulder mobility, then we're going to take it up. If not, just keep it chest height. That's absolutely fine. Here we go. And up. Lovely. Keeping those feet moving. And if it starts to get too much, remember you can just go back to that toe tap. Taking it across the body. Now I really want to warm up those shoulder joints because we've got a nice upper body workout that we're going to do in a moment. Hopefully I'm not putting you off. And take it up and up. Lovely. feeling a little bit warmer. Everything's starting to move a little bit easier. Keeping the head facing forward, we're going to take those shoulders down, across the body still. Lovely. And then we're going to go back to the middle. And then I just want to change that arm movement, and we're going to go into a swim. So imagine we're trying to get across to France. I'll race you. Now remember, it's up to you how high. If you can, we're going to go above the head. If you find that too hard, then keep it at chest level. Just going into that jogger's walk with the feet so that everything's still moving. Lovely. Really helps if we want to get to the back of the cupboard. And of course, in this lockdown, that bag of pasta that's right at the back, yeah, that's become really important. And then we're going to go into our back crawl. So taking it back, brushing our hair, whichever way you like to look at it. Really good movement with those shoulders if you can. Remember, you can always just keep it chest height. Forward, front crawl, we're back in that race. And then we're going to take it back again. Are we ready? Back you go. Lovely. Now, we're going to change our feet and we're going to go into a march. Now, try not to stamp it down too hard. Try and keep it nice and controlled. Up to you how high you want to take those knees. The higher you lift them, the more we're working. Now, as I said, we want to work the upper body. So we're going to use our shoulders, all of the muscles down our side, the muscles across our chest, and the lats down the back. So, arms in front. If you start to find you get tired, give yourself a little break. Okay, forward, up, 2, 3, 4, take it out, 2, 3, other side, and up, and 2, and 3, take it out, and up, and 2, and 3, together, and up, 2, 3, diagonal stretch. 1, 2, 3, take them together and up. 2, 3, diagonal stretch. 1, 2, 3, same thing from the beginning. And 1, 2, 3, take it out. And keep those feet going. 3, take it other side. 2, 3, 4, take it out. 2, 3, and repeat. Take it out. 1. Don't forget to breathe. Other side. Now remember, if you start to get tired, give yourself a little break and join back in. You can be doing this sat down together. Keep the feet marching and diagonal. 2, 3, 4, and together. 2, 3, diagonal. 1, 2, 3, oh, 4, and last time through. That's me, coordination. 2, 3, other side. 1, 2, 3, take it out. Nearly there, other side. 1, 2, 3, take it out. 1, 2, 3, other side. 1, 2, can you feel it in your arms yet? Take it out. 2, 3, diagonal. Go up first. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. Together last time. 2, 3, 4, diagonal. 1, 2, 3. Give yourself a break. Marching out, opposite arm to leg. Lovely. Now, we're going to great big chickens. Take it all the way round. 1, 2. That's it. All the way round if you can. You can, of course, just keep facing forward and back the other way. Now, from here, if you can, we're going to take it up. Are you ready? And 1, 2, 3, chickens. Keep those feet going. Now we're going to take it into that box step. 4 corners of a square. Keeping the legs nice and wide. Forward, forward, back, back. Forward, forward, back, back. That's it, you've got it. Swap that lead leg. Forward, forward. That's it. Now, you want to make those brains work. So see if you can bring in the arms. Keeping it nice and simple, same arm as same leg. Swap sides. 1, 2. Now, can we do opposite arm to opposite leg? So we're going to go forward. How are you getting on? Now, can we swap it over? Oh no! Even I've lost it there. That's better. Hope you weren't following me. Okay, last one. March it out. Now, I want you to come forward for 4, back for 4. When we come forward, we're going to put our arms up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back. 2, 3, 4, and up. 2, 3, take it back. 1, 2, 3, and again. 1, 2, 3, take it back. 1, 2, 3, and forward. 1, 2, 3, take it back. 1, 2, 3, last time, up. 2, 3, 4, and we're just going to go back to that march. March it out. And deep breath in. And out. Now, we're going to do a slide, so just be careful when you're sliding, especially if you're on the carpet. We're going to slide, and we're going to give it a little bit of Beyonce. And slide. Beyonce. Giving ourselves a really good wiggle. And back again. Slide. Now turn that into a nice big paddle. Open the feet nice and wide. 2. Little knee bend if you can. Really getting the old swimming theme this time. I'm desperate to get to France, aren't I? Lovely. And we're going to go back to that slide. Slide. Beyonce. And slide. Give you that nice wiggle. And again. And slide. And back. Slide. And we're going back to that paddle. So nice wide feet. Paddle. Knee bend if you can. Really big swish. 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 Lovely. Now, do you remember that salsa move that we had last week? We're going to do that. So we're going to shift our weight forward, forward, cha-cha-cha, rock, cha-cha-cha, and slide, cha-cha-cha, cha-cha-cha, and keep it going. Now from here, if you remember, we went to the side. So if you can, to the side. If you want to just keep it forward, that's fine. Keep that cha-cha-cha, working those fast twitch muscles so that we don't fall over. What do? We cha-cha. One more each side. Forward. Are we ready? Forward. Cha-cha-cha and forward. Cha-cha-cha and forward. And cha-cha-cha, forward. Last 2, then we're going back to our slide. Are we ready? And slide. Beyonce. Other side, slide. Beyonce. And slide. Really giving me that wiggle. I can imagine you all at home. And we're going into that big paddle. Knee bend if you can. Really working those waists. Lovely. And then we're going into our little salsa. Are we ready? Forward and side if you can. Forward. Cha-cha-cha. Forward. Side. Side. Cha-cha-cha. And forward. Really good for the brain. having to think about it. You can keep those arms going. And forward. And forward. Other side. Side. Last time. We're going to slide, slide. Give me that wiggle. And slide. Give me that wiggle. And again. 1, 2. And slide. And we're going into our paddle. Open those feet. Knee bends. Push the weight back through those heels as you go down. Working those waists. Side to side to side. Lovely. Now we're not going to do our cha-cha. We're going to get up on those tiptoes. So are we ready? Let's put our high heels on. Really using that balance. If you can, round you go. Now to make it harder, if you can, backwards. Just be careful of everything around you. Drop that weight back onto those heels. Now I know for a lot of you this will be quite difficult, penguins. But keep practicing, something that you can do while you're waiting for the kettle to boil. Use the kitchen surface to get used to stretching those calves and those hamstrings. Forward and backwards if you can. Brilliant for your balance. High heels. Round we go. Keep it going. And backwards if you can. And then we drop it back onto those heels for our penguins. Penguins forward. Penguins back. And then if we can, round in a circle. And back we go. Okay, now we're going to do our ski movement. So I'm just going to turn to the side, making sure all the weight goes back into those heels. So you're almost lifting your feet, your toes off the floor as you go into that ski movement. Working the tops of those legs, really important for getting us in and out of our chairs without using our arms, but also getting on and off the toilet. So we're just pushing all that weight backwards, going down to where it's nice and comfortable, pushing those bottoms right out behind you, all the way down, pushing up through those heels. 2 more if you can. Last one, but hold it down there. Imagine we're going on that big ski jump, and we're just holding it there, holding it there. If you can, just take that bottom down a little bit further. And up. Just gradually march it out, keeping it nice and low. I'm going to do another round of our skis. So take those feet nice and wide. Are we ready? And ski. Push through those heels. All the weight backwards, so you're protecting those knees. Nothing should be going through those knees. All the weight coming through those thighs. Push. Use those arms to help you push. Now you don't have to go at my speed, you can slow it down, you can get a little bit faster, entirely up to you. Last 2. This one, hold it down there, we're going on that big ski jump. And up you go. Now, we're just going to go into our half jack. 1, keeping it nice and slow. We're going to start bringing our heart rate down. Half jack, that's it, lovely. Side to side. Go into our jogger's walk. Keeping the toes on the floor. Opposite arm to foot. Starting to bring that heart rate down nice and gently. And then we're going to go back into that half jack. Are we ready? 1 to the side. into our jogger's walk, opposite arm to leg. And then we're going to go into our box step, but with no arms, making it a bit easier. Are we ready? So we're going forward, forward, back, back, forward, forward, back. Lovely. Last one on the right. And then we're just going to swap and use the leg on the left as the lead. Last one. And we're just going to hold it there. Just relax those knees, keeping all the weight into your bottom. We're just going to take it over and stretch it over to the other side. And again, stretching out those waists. Last one. Use that knee bend for a nice deep breath in. If you can, just drop one hand behind. Again, if you want to deepen the stretch, you can give it a gentle push. Just make sure you stay on the muscle, stay away from any joints. You don't have to push. And swap over to the other side. Holding the arm there. Keeping the tummies pulled in. And then just stretch that arm across the body. And again, if you want to deepen the stretch in that shoulder joint, just stay away from the elbow joint, make sure that you're doing it on the muscle. And the same on the other side. And again, remember you don't have to, or you can take it from the forearm. And then we're just going to stretch out those legs. So, bend one leg and use that as a supporting leg. Stretch the other one out in front of you, toes up. Just bend slightly forward, pull those toes back towards your knees so you can feel that stretch in your calf. And you should hold these stretches for between 10 and 20 seconds. Then we're going to come up from the waist, lean forward, put the toe down, and you'll feel the stretch in that hamstring. Now, if you are sat down and doing these stretches, keep the toe up if you're sat down. If you're standing up, we put the toe down. And just lean gently into that stretch. And then we're just going to repeat on the other side. So bend the supporting leg, toes up, bottom slightly out so you can feel that stretch in the calf, pulling those toes back. Up from the waist, and then over you go. And remember, if you're stood up, put the toe down. If you're sat down, then you can keep the toe up. And then we're just going to round off those shoulders, looking down. Again, keep the chin off the chest. And then reverse that stretch. Put the arms in the small of the back, just squeezing those shoulder blades back. Try not to arch the back. And we're just going to look up. And a nice big deep stretch. Really important that we stretch out all our muscles when we're finished. Whilst they're all nice and warm, we can try and get some of that elasticity back in that we lose as we get older. And then we're just going to think about our breathing. So bring one arm up and just follow that hand. Bring your breathing back to normal. And then leave them together. And we're going to imagine opening our curtains. So we're just going to think about our breathing. Just follow one of those hands up and back down. And then we're going to bring those hands together. We're going to think about just opening our curtains and picture something really lovely behind our curtains. Maybe the end of the coronavirus, no more lockdown, getting out to see our grandchildren, beautiful bright sunny day. Maybe you're sat in the park. I'm going to finish with, I'm sat on a beach somewhere in the Mediterranean. It's hot and sunny and a pina colada by my side. And well done. I hope you enjoyed today. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. You can like the video, leave some comments, and I'll see you all next week.